Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I've got lots of things here about the spiritual aspects, the physical, emotional, and just the psychological intelligence and consciousness around understanding this fully and healing fast, right? We're not just here to heal from narcissistic abuse, but you know, that's part of it. And after that, we get to live in more potential actualized, in a whole different quality of life, right? But I want to talk more about love. I know love seems to be one of my favorite topics because there's a lot that we're unsure of what it means to love, I feel, right? Love hasn't been taught, I don't think, in the way that it actually is, right? The most loving things we do on the planet is when loving you means that I kind of become more of me by allowing you to become more of you. We both thrive. That's love. That's love, right? Love does not mean I connect to becoming less of me and allowing you to be less of you. So in the narcissistic dynamic, we think it's love to sacrifice ourselves for another, and actually we're not even enhancing that other because they're just a dead sucking entity, right? So it's like there's no growth of them, right? But love is the transmutation of fear. It's actually the growth energy on the planet, right? So when we love things that are capable of being loved, because narcissist isn't even capable of being loved, right? They thrive, they grow. It's actually our most abundant energy that is used for growth. More of me becomes more of you. I become more of me by loving you into more of you, if you like. Like me doing this channel, I'm becoming more of me, you're becoming more of you. That's love. That's love. That's how it's meant to, like, it's a growth energy. It's an abundant energy. It's not an energy of poverty, right? And me becoming impoverished to allow you to become impoverished, it doesn't work. So again, I talk about love in like the highest intentions and outcomes for all of us collectively. And that would mean like, so what's good for me, what's good for you, what's good for all of us. And so what's good for all of us is to allow the narcissist to be starved of your life force energy, so they're forced to evolve, and stop giving so much power away to them on the planet. Now that does involve a big healing journey for us, right? But there's nothing loving about me diminishing you, and there's nothing loving about you diminishing me. That's not love, right? That's why boundaries are loving. I can't connect with you unless I set boundaries, yeah? Because I'm not being real, I'm being fake. If I let you cross my boundaries and aren't true to my desires, wants and needs, my emotional being, my messengers, my intuition, my feelings, then I'm not being me. So I'm not giving you me. There's no connection unless I give you me. And I give you me when I'm true to what I need and want. And I love us when more of me means more of you. More of me means you're of you. So in our interactions, as we relearn how to be with love, we have to understand that love is about thriving. It's about abundance. It's about... It's an energy that creates more beauty, more connection, more of each of us. Anything that diminishes us and depletes us there's no love in that transaction. And things aren't transactional in love, to be honest. So like, I'm not sure we should get too in our heads about the concepts of like what's unconditional love and what does it mean, apart from to understand that anything destructive is unloving. And if I'm part of a destructive connection, that's not loving to me or to them or to the whole, right? It's not loving. You can't diminish and sacrifice yourself to love another. It doesn't come from the right place, because you know, spiritually, if you think about it, we're taught we are one, we are whole, right? Religious teachers didn't go and try and you know, spend their energy on their oppressors. Think about it. In all religious teachings, the prophets didn't go and try and change the authorities that were oppressing them. Yeah, they went to the collective where their work could be done, right? They didn't feed what was destructive, and they didn't try and change it in any way, because what happens is the more light we shine on the planet, the more those things naturally gravitate up. we're not used to receiving love after narcissistic abuse. In fact, love's quite scary. We don't even understand how to be in it. But once you get free, you start to love life again. You get so rich, right? Because you've got you back. You don't need anything. It's not materially rich. You don't even care if it is or it isn't. Material richness is a wonderful thing. We're on a physical planet. I'm all about abundance and enjoying life. But the richness of our spirit, the richness of our soul, the fact that I can love. You see, when you're in a narcissistic relationship, you can't love. You're depleted. You've got very little to give. But we love being in love with life, and it's possible. I know you might not believe me right now, because I know some of my life was so bleak. I didn't even know if I wanted to be on the planet, to be honest. Narcissists are trying to destroy me. And actually, it seemed like a pretty cold, dark place. But I knew in my heart I had more faith than that. You know what I mean? I had more faith. I had more faith in what I knew inside. I had more faith when it was hard. I had more faith, right? And so healing's a lot quicker than you think. But we need to have the understanding metaphysically, I think, as well. You know what I mean? You know, forgiveness is just about, as well, like setting everyone free. Forgiveness to me is I set you free. It's not I forgive you so I let you abuse me. It's I set us both free. I set us both free. I free myself from this and I free you. That to me is what forgiveness is, and that's done in love. I don't try and overcompensate for you. I certainly don't diminish myself for it. That's not loving to ourselves or anyone else. And how are we going to love the planet if we don't love ourselves? It's not love in the way that necessarily people are teaching it. It's about an underlying truth. Why would we put on a pedestal another, right, at our diminishment? That's not it's not what's happened in history. No great teacher was spiritually was depleted in order to give. They were overflowing, abundance of love, right? When we are full, connected, balanced, you know what I mean, back in our hearts, right? There's more than enough. It's easy to give. I don't get depleted giving. I've got more than enough. It's just life force energy running through me, right? So it does start with loving ourselves, but not necessarily. It starts with understanding the energy of love. And there's absolutely no way in this universe, because it's energetic universe, right? Talk about law of attraction and quantum physics, that we have to be like the true energetic that we want to receive and give, right? It's got to be an energetic match. And so, like, if I'm not being true with myself in love, then I am not, one, an energetic match to receive it, but two, I'm not actually a cooperative component to give it. And that's why we get depleted and we can't love. The energy of love is the most important one we've got on the planet. It transmutes fear, it heals people, it gosh, what we do, just, it doesn't take many of us. In fact, it's actually I'm such a geek, I hope you like my geekiness. It's actually proven vibrationally. Like, I get into the science, I get into all of it, right? You can imagine. But like, one person vibrating, so they take people like Buddha, and there's scientific studies. I think is it David Hawkins or Michael Hawkins? Don't want to do it the wrong name. I think it's David Hawkins, talked about power, not force. He wrote a book, and he also managed like the vibrational quality of emotions, and you know how they estimate like certain people radiating certain things. So some of our biggest teachers on the planet, they are at a vibrational level that's very powerful. Now, just one teacher at that level, vibrating at that level, impacts, like the impact can be thousands and millions of people, because the energetic quality is so strong. So love's a much more powerful force, whereas someone vibrating at a lower energy, like a lower vibrational energy, it doesn't have that much impact. So just one by one, more and more people understanding this, right? Coming into a higher vibration, a true loving vibration. The ripple effect is massive on the planet, because people sync up energetically to the vibration. It's easier to start feeling love in your hearts when you're around someone who can radiate a lot of true love. It's easier to feel that way. Not when you're being manipulated and, you know, triggered. That's a different thing. So just, you know, although it can feel like overwhelming sometimes to think that you can feel like there's so many people like this, like in the narcissist and blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, don't take that many light workers. Doesn't take that many people coming into their heart to radiate a very different effect on the planet. Yeah, that's why spiritual teachers, some of the most powerful ones, there's only one of them, and they get heard by a lot of people because they're radiating at that level. Now you can do that too. Anything I can heal, you can heal. Anything I can do, actually you can do. Even the channeling is possible for you, right? Everything, every single thing. But we're not even scratching our, you know, coming into our potential doesn't mean just getting things, because that's an ego thing. That's beautiful. I love things. You're supposed to enjoy this physical world, but it means getting ourselves in our true spiritual nature, in our true connection, in our true ability to truly love the planet. We came to actually have a really good life experience, and that was what's so confusing for me for years in narcissistic abuse. It's like, I know this isn't how it's meant to be, and I kept being told to have faith, real faith. And I'm not telling you just to have faith, I'm telling you to use these tools and heal, right? Because you weren't meant to experience the planet in just the darkness. You're meant to experience the exact opposite of everything you've been through, right? There's so much more than just surviving something. But you're not even going to know who you're going to be until you're on the other side of that, right? And I don't mean you have to do something that you consider great. Just by being more loving is great. The best thing about you, like I said in the love video, don't let them take the best thing about you, that you care, that you love, that you, the best thing about you is that you feel, right? We can have such a huge impact on each other and the planet just by changing our energetic state, coming into more love. We do it naturally as well. We do it naturally. The more energetically strong we are, the more healed we are. It's our natural state. It's so natural for us to be loving. It's so natural for us to give. And it's not depleting when we've done it from the right energy. Like, you can just give and give and give and give and give. It's just all coming through you. It doesn't hurt you. You're not in defense. We can trust there. We can know who to, but again, like I keep saying, one big thing we need to learn, a huge spiritual lesson. You cannot give to everyone. You're not meant to, you're not supposed to, it's not loving, it's not spiritual, it's not anything good. Knowing who and what to give to in a way that also honors yourself, because your first thing is to actually look after this human that you came in as. You know, we've been taught and brainwashed to sacrifice ourselves, people please, which is really a form of toxic manipulation with good intentions, but it's not our authentic truth. So here we are to be more authentic and true to ourselves, so that we can see, when I'm authentic and true to myself, right, then you're activated to be energetically, you just feel it, to be authentic and true to yourselves. When I people please and do something which isn't manipulation with good intentions, right, to make someone like you, but it's still a manipulation, then there's no room. You're going to be in that energy with me. You're going to feel that. So you're going to feel like you can't be fully yourself. The more me I am, not kind, I'll always try and be kind, but I won't try and be nice. I'll be true. My goal is to be true. And if I'm true to me, you've got space. You can feel it to be true to you. Can you see? Everything's an energetic exchange, but not just an exchange. It's like we also sync up vibrationally to each other, right? Because our natural state of being is wellness, it's health, it's abundance, it's security, actually, it's safety. And all those things can come to us financially as well, right? So whatever financial traps you're in, they put you in poverty. Poverty of spirit, poverty of soul, poverty of emotions. And obviously you need finances on the planet. So they're going to try and attack you in poverty. They're going to try and put you in some kind of poverty. Maybe you're not. It doesn't mean if you're wealthy you can't be narcissistic abused. You can, and you can still have money, and you can still feel terrible. You know what I mean? Money doesn't make you feel good. Money just enhances everything in your life, right? So if you're an arsehole and you get money, you become more of an arsehole. If you're a loving person, you get money, you've got more ability to give. That's why it's good to have money for good people, because money doesn't change good people. It amplifies who we already are, right? So even if you're very wealthy, you can still be narcissistic abused. They don't have to hit you at all angles, but they do aim for impoverishedness. I don't know what the word would be. They aim to impoverish. They aim for poverty. Poverty of soul, poverty of spirit, poverty of emotional health, poverty of wellness, and if they can, poverty of financial, or at least financial control. Poverty of pleasure. Yeah, they're going to, poverty of all joy. And the truth of love and the truth of good, and I believe the truth of God is abundance. It's the opposite. So yeah, that's my little share on my little love bug. So love isn't a fairy idea. Love is a very strong thing. It takes a warrior like us to still be willing and to know that you can love humanity after all you've been through. It takes strength to love. It takes strength to not let your heart turn bad. It takes strength to hold on to your heart, right? When people are saying in the comments, it'd be easier to go dark. The love is the strongest quality on the planet, and it takes a warrior to stand in love. But love is never sacrificing yourself for another. It's not loving for you, it's not loving for me, and it's not loving for us, okay? I love you lots, and I'll speak to you soon.